Now with the appetizers and desserts out of the way, it's time to turn our attention to the main course. I'm very excited about this one. I have 8 very large scallops here. And the first thing that I'm going to do is give them a little bath in some fresh lemon juice. That was the juice of 1 lemon that I used. The next thing to do is to put them on these skewers here. Now I'm working with bamboo skewers. I've already soaked them. So I'm just going to put 4 on each skewer. And this is how we're going to be grilling them. Wow, these look so good. They're huge. Love them. These very large scallops come from the deepest part of the coldest waters of Alaska. I'm going to give my hands a quick little wash here. And then it's on to the sauce. I'm really excited about this sauce. It's going to encapsulate the fresh flavors of these beautiful red peppers. I have 2 red peppers that I've cored and diced up, and I'm adding them into this pan here. And then I will add about a cup of chicken stock. You can also substitute vegetable stock if you like, and about a ½ cup of dry white wine. And all I'm going to do is just bring this up to a nice little boil and soften up the peppers. And then I'm going to add a little wedge of onion and a couple cloves of garlic and a little bit of fresh minced basil in there. Give it a little loving stir here. Mix all that yumminess together. And what this is going to do is just steam and soften up the peppers. In order for that to happen though, I'm going to need to cover it with a lid. It's time to get the pasta started now too. Got a nice big pot of boiling water. I'm going to add the little penny pastas in there. And a nice generous amount of salt. Make sure they're well seasoned. And a nice little bit of olive oil as well. Give it a little stir here to keep them from sticking together. And then cook them for about 9 to 10 minutes. And then back over here to work on the side dish, because every pasta deserves an excellent bread to go along with it. So I have 4 nice slices of Italian bread here. And what I'm going to do is just brush them with a little garlic butter. It's a little melted butter and garlic and basil in there. Then I'm going to top them off with some really yummy ingredients to kind of complement the scallops. You don't need to go crazy with this because there's also going to be cheese involved. This is more just to soften up the bread and add that extra little layer of flavor. Love a good garlic bread with my pasta. Work it in there a little bit. Try to at least cover all the surfaces. Like I said, you don't need to douse it, just a little brushing. Then some more of these yummy little bay shrimp. Sprinkle these on top lovingly. It's also helpful to douse these with a little lemon juice before you use them as well. And try to spread them out so that your sweetie gets at least 1 little shrimp per bite. Then a little bit of freshly grated Romano cheese. This will help to hold the shrimp on there and add that extra little yum. Make sure you save enough to garnish the pasta. And then into the toaster with these. Now a toaster oven is going to be your best bet for the ultimate in garlicky, shrimpy, cheesy bread. But you can also use the oven. Just set it on a nice high temperature, like 450 degrees, and roll with that. And then it's time to work on the garnish for this yumminess. So I'm going to make gremolata, which is traditionally parsley, garlic, and lemon zest, all minced up together nice and fine.
Action.
So I'm going to start by working on the garlic a little bit, because that's the biggest piece. I'm just going to work it down into smaller little bits there. And then I'm going to work on the lemon zest. Now the lemon zest, I peeled right off the lemon with a peeler. And I was pretty careful to just get the yellow part and leave the white part on the lemon, so it should be nice and sweet and lemony. And then once I have it worked into chunks that are about the same size as the parsley leaves, I'm going to just keep running my knife through it till I have a nice uniform blend of garlic and lemon and parsley. This is a great little topping. It's traditionally served with veal in Italy, but it's also excellent with seafood because of the lemon and the garlic and the parsley together. I do get a little disappointed sometimes when I'm out to eat and the menu says gremolata and it comes out and it's got something besides parsley and garlic and lemon. These three flavors together are amazing. And I don't think that anything that is not just these three flavors should ever be called gremolata. But that's just me. That looked great right there. Pull that all together, scoop it into my little bowl, and we'll use it to garnish when everything's done. It's time to get the grill fired up. Let's get these scallops on the grill. And before I put them on there, I'm going to use some of that same garlic butter and just brush them lovingly with that. Give them that extra little punch of flavor. Also help to keep them from sticking to the grill. I want these to come off in one piece. Bad boys right on there. Put those on the hottest spot. It's just going to take a few minutes. Make sure you brush the other side lovingly with garlic butter at this time as well. Now it's time to get the pasta out of the hot water here. Situated my sink with a colander so that I can just dump that in there. I'm gonna hit it with some cool water to stop it from cooking briefly. There we go. Give it a little shake out. Back into the hot pan. Not necessarily back on the hot burner. I'm just gonna mix a little butter in there. Stir that in. That'll help to keep the pasta from sticking to itself. Let's go check on the scallops. These look happy. A little brush with butter. A little dousing of lemon juice, just a little tiny bit for good measure here. Let's give them a flip. Those look yummy. A little more basting here. So the peppers should have cooked down quite a bit, but there should still be quite a bit of liquid in there. It should almost come up to the top of the peppers. And when you reach in there and squeeze the pepper, it should be fairly soft. Now you can use a variety of tools to puree this stuff. You can use the old-fashioned method of a food mill, you can use a blender, or you can use a stick blender. I like working with stick blenders, they're fun. Just put it in there, move it around. Got it mostly worked down here. Once it's mostly worked down, it's actually way easier to work with. So I'm gonna just tilt everything to one side of the pan here and keep moving my blender back and forth until I am satisfied with my level of puree. Be right about there. Now it's time to check and adjust the seasonings. It's really good. A little salt and pepper will finish it right off. Now, if anything, during the pureeing process, you may have found that you needed to add a little bit of water to thicken it up. It's amazing how the peppers absorb the liquid when they puree down. That's so good. I'm just gonna put a lid on that and turn the heat off. Come back over here and check on the scallops. They feel like they're perfect, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull them off the grill. Then give myself a little room because I'm ready to plate. First thing to do is put the pasta on the plate. Put it right in the center. Next thing to do is turn off the grill. Bring on the red pepper sauce. Ladle that over the pasta. Look how pretty the color is on that. Love that. And then bring on the scallops. Right over the top. A little bit of gremolata. Color it up a bit. A little bit of cheese. And then arrange the little toasts around the 4 points of the plate. And these babies are ready to go on the table. I'll show you how to plate up the dessert after dinner. And just like that, you whipped up a fabulous scallop feast worthy of the finest bistro. Serve this up with a dry white wine such as a dry Riesling, a Pinot Gris, or a Chardonnay. Ciao, apron.
That was fun.
Such a hot kitchen.
So thanks for joining me in my hot kitchen tonight. Have fun turning up the heat in your kitchen, and I'll see you next week. Night-night. Pet the kitties.